I am orange.
No,
I'm not
no,
messing around with Twitch tonight.
It's too late. It already started.
That's
no
not
Twitch.
fair.
I could try restream. Try streaming to both.
Have you tried that before?
I have not. I set it all up. I made an account. I got the key and everything, but I haven't actually tried it yet. Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry, I turned away, but I just didn't have time to mute anything.
That's fine. Hey, could you take your phone off your desk?
I don't have it on my desk.
Hey, all right.
Hey, that's surprising.
That was preemptive. I was just making sure.
Hi, Rhythmbot.
Hi, hello, Rhythmbot. So, let's start the spooky music, I guess. It's too loud. Okay.
Plus,
so does anybody?
Most of the time is on the couch in the other room, so it should stay quiet. Said plus the reason it buzzes on the couch in the other room.
Okay. Does anybody want to give a recap?
I conjured a dragon and stuck a thing in a dog's butt.
Yeah, I guess that kind of covers it.
Yeah.
Adustus offered you a bargain, real bargain. Said, "Hey, help me out here. We're gonna try and kill an exarch.
Well,
all you have to do is try and survive for the next couple of minutes."
That's not what happened.
Not exactly. He did tell you to shove this thing up, into it, was what he said. Stick this into it.
Yeah.
You took that to mean up its ass.
Well, it's in it.
And so did I.
It did go in. Oh, is it Super Blood Wolf Moon tonight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go look.
It's not until it's like 3.5 hours from now is the full thing.
Well,
it's clear here. It's very full and very big, but I didn't notice anything special.
No, it's 11:30 is supposed to be the full eclipse.
There's an eclipse?
Yes, a full lunar eclipse tonight.
So it's a Super Blood Wolf Moon eclipse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God! Stop! I can only get so hard.
It's a perfect night to pretend to be mages.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, let's. Is everyone on roll? Nope, no one's on roll 20. Hey.
I'm on roll 20.
I'm on roll 20.
I guess I need to refresh the page because I don't see shit. I just see me, little old me, all by myself. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it was just me for a second, but looks like everyone's here now.
Don't wanna be.
Fight some vampires and give an exarch an enema, and I won't just kill you myself. Great deal. So as you can see here, are we all in the caverns? Yes, we are. As you can see here, Shale's dragon was actually big and cumbersome enough that I put it on the background so that I wouldn't be constantly bumping it and shoving it around when I tried to move vampires. But yeah, it helped. But certainly Drew's heroism in jumping over the dragon and lodging his glaive in some rocks and then bending it like a bowstring didn't go unnoticed.
Cool.
You know? Shale was thinking about shooting his crossbacks, but then decided just to issue some more dragon orders, I think.
This is a smart call.
Yeah.
Ender opened a portal so that Yoder could shove his anal probe into the exarch's body. It was in the guise of a dog. A bedraggled-looking golden dog standing up on
I
the
thought it was a regular-sized dog.
It is a regular-sized dog, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the token's larger, just, I guess, just because. Now it's even larger. How do you feel about that?
Holy shit, that's a big dog.
I feel uncomfortable.
Really
That
big
intimidates me.
I regret it. Had I known the dog was that big, I would never have encouraged him.
So that's where we are. We'll say the portal's still open. Yoder's still got his arm through, impaling this poor dog. It has, it seems to have gone limp and fallen to the ground, and the sun overhead, the second sun, in the center of the sky, has simply winked out. Let me find my place in my notes. So inside the hole here, where you were in the cavern and the ceiling kind of rolled back, you now find yourself surrounded by a rich fabric of vampires, some having torn themselves free of the stratum underfoot, and others are clearly dead or still comatose, but all of them are on fire and stinking to high heaven of swamp gas and tar. And now here in the light of day, you get a better look at the dragon Dewey summoned, and it's a dragon. You know, clearly that was what inspired him, but it's a little bit ragged and gaunt. It looks, its flesh is hanging off its bones, and one of its wings isn't working quite right, but it's a dragon. It looks a little like Smaug on heroin, but it's a dragon. And up above you...
the opioid epidemic hits all of us differently.
What's that?
I said the opioid epidemic hits us all differently.
Yeah, the dragon just looks a little worse for wear, a little strung out. So, what do you want to do?
Well, I feel like all those venting gases are probably not a good idea to hang around in. Can we see any of the mind-controlled dudes still hanging around, or have they all been eaten?
Most of them are laying in pieces on the ground. Some of them are still alive. And interestingly, or grotesquely enough, they're moaning in orgasmic ecstasy while vampires continue to feed on them and burn in the daylight at the same time. It's basically a symbiotic relationship. Until the human dies of blood loss, the vampire is burning but still alive. So when the human dies, the vampire will fry in the sun.
Jesus.
That's pretty.
You see a few, and you see a few entwined pairs like that around the cavern. But most humans are dead. Most vampires are lying still and on fire. What was that?
And so the cavern roof has been peeled open. We're still looking up at outside.
You're looking up out of a not terribly deep canyon. Yes.
And the dog is where?
The dog is on the northern edge of the canyon, of the opening, and laying limp on the ground.
I feel like maybe we should hop up through the portal.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we should get out of here.
I forgot about the portal, but we could. I was going to say let's climb out the dragon's back, but we might slip a foot into its intestines or something. So yeah, through the portal we go.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, let's get out of here.
What do you want to do with the dragon?
Let him go.
Let him free.
You can hang out there for now. Just make sure
I would turn him back into worms.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. And that is, it's not going to be Fantasia, because that's what you cast to make the dragon.
So he doesn't have a spell that he's holding to keep the worms together? You physically transform them permanently?
He transformed them into another living being, and that spell's duration should be lasting. Meaning he doesn't have to maintain it, it's just a new creature now.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know, what do you suppose? I have something called Ultimate Degradation, but that just lowers that's just humans' physical attributes. I don't know what the hell I would use to turn it back into worms.
I think probably some 5-dot version of Transform Other would suffice.
Okay.
So why don't you give me Life plus Gnosis?
Can do.
It is vulgar.
Ooh!
We're
That's a lot of successes. You form the imago of this worm-based spell in your mind, and you unleash it on the world, and it does nothing. You feel your brain casting a spell, and you feel it sort of leaving your body as you've become accustomed to, but it has no effect.
Neat.
Did we break magic?
Probably.
The dragon is limping and seems confused by all the fire. It's just sort of wandering around the cavern at this point. It's not exactly fireproof, but it is huge, and it seems to be sort of impervious to pain. So it's just wandering through the fire, burning, and
We'll probably just let it hang out here as long as it's still underground. For now. If we really get concerned, we can check back later.
it's looking for something tasty to crunch on.
Let's not be here when it makes its way around.
Yeah.
I jump through the portal.
Okay. You, the portal, first of all, does seem to be closing, so you may all want to act quickly if you intend to go through.
Go through the portal.
Yeah, through the portal.
Yep, here we go.
Okay, everyone through the portal. Let's get... Well, let's stay on this page for now. We'll just move your little bubbles up here.
We're in the void.
You're off the map. Fuck. Yeah, so you all hop through the portal, and the dragon is down below you and rumbling around in the fire.
I pulled my glaive out and took it with me, correct?
Yes, you've got your glaive.
That was important.
Yeah.
I think we should throw some, like, can I do some mind sensing on this thing?
On the exarch?
Yeah.
Or on the dragon?
On the exarch.
Okay. Well, first of all, you step out through the portal, and it looks as though a few vampires apparently leapt out when the top came off, and most of them are also now crumpled into burning piles of bones, but some of them have latched onto the few remaining humans who stuck around in this area like a bunch of idiots, the ones who stayed too close to the hole. And so there's a grisly scene up here, just like there is down there. It's a little more dispersed, but there are people up here being fed upon. And there are little piles of burning bones.
I'm going to go run around and use the glaive to knock the vampires off.
Just run around booting vampires off people?
Yep.
I love it. Okay. We'll get to you in a second then.
Okay. I'm going to get a Kleenex in the meantime.
So, Norlin, Ender wants to do some mind examination on the exarch.
Yep.
You're just going to sense consciousness, or do you want to try and establish a telepathic link, or...
Yeah, let's just sense consciousness for now. If I find something I like or don't like, we can go from there.
Do you have it as a rote?
Nope.
All right. Mind plus gnosis. Wow, 4 successes. Well, just as I described to Shale, you form this spell on your insides and then eject them out to your outsides, and no effect. It has no effect.
Cool.
You feel like there is magic in you, and you can cast spells. You can you can go through the motions. It's not like before you were a mage. You can feel that the mechanics are falling into place as you cast the spell. It just doesn't do anything.
As a prime mage, can I feel anything related to this?
Why don't you give me look at your sheet again real quick and remind myself what the stats are.
So can I tell that if I still have mage sight up or not?
Yeah, so you give me wits plus composure. So, with your prime magic, you can tell that you do still have your mage sight up, but it's not telling you much. It's still there. It's still on you. You're still maintaining it. Same goes for your mage armor. And you could ask Honey Badger to smack you with his glaive or something to find out if it's working or not.
No thanks.
But it's still there. You're still maintaining it. So anyone who has mage sight up has still got it. Anyone who has mage sight up with the alterations from the bell.
Can I still see the black beams?
That's what I'm saying. If your mage sight is still up and you still have the effects from the bell, you still see now remnants of some of those black beams and things, but they have. It seems like they dispersed right around the time the exarch showed up. That you might have even noticed before the plunging of the anal probe. The black beams. It seems like they were severed or interrupted or just scattered somehow, and they're not here anymore.
Somebody want to yell for Augustus?
Let's bring him back. That sounds good.
Everyone give me wits plus composure. Wits plus composure.
Okay.
Let's willfully bring that fucker back into the game.
Not honey badger though. Honey badger's doing his own thing.
Oh,
Seven
rolled, sorry.
successes.
I got 7.
Seriously?
Okay.
I know
All right.
everything now. I know Kung Fu.
So honey badger, why don't you give me roll strength a few times? Strength plus weaponry.
Strength plus weaponry. Got it. Yeah.
Ooh. Roll a couple more times, like 3 times total.
Ouch.
Okay. So you run to the first intertwined pair of vampire and human, and you plant your foot in the middle of its forehead as it's biting on his rib cage, and just sort of shove him off the human, and then give him a smack with your glaive to get him farther away from the body. The human is now bleeding to death. And the vampire is shrieking and convulsing violently and burning very brightly. You go to the second intertwined pair, and it doesn't go as well. You go in with your glaive first and stab right through the vampire's burning midsection and connect with essentially nothing. The glaive goes straight through and buries itself in the ground on the other side. So now the vampire is pinned in place on top of the human.
Not my shining moment.
But then you give it a kick, and it sort of rotates around on the axle formed by your glaive.
Sure.
And it looks very awkward. But you do manage to disconnect its face from the human's thighs, and it's no longer feeding, and it begins to burn and shriek and convulse. So that's what you're doing.
Is that kid dying as well?
That one's already dead, probably, just about on the verge of death, given your 0 successes on your first roll. But the first guy is coming down off his vampire high, and he's
hurting kind of a bit.
He's in bad hurt, yes.
Hey Yoder, you want to throw something at this guy?
Before that, the Merovingian.
You're busy.
Everyone else is rolling wits plus composure, and the Merovingian sees before anyone else. Well, first of all, he looks up and he sees the clouds overhead are swirling chaotically and slowly filling the hole that was opened by the exarch's second sun, and the sky that is still visible is no longer blue. It's distinctly brown. The local weather looks like it's significantly disturbed, and you see a lot of lightning, and you're starting to hear thunder. And when the lightning flashes, you see an odd, like Fresnel effect in the clouds overhead that you're not used to seeing. The other thing you notice is a ragged trail burned into the grass, roughly 18 inches wide, forming a line heading away from the dog and out of the library mall.
That's not good.
How far does that line go?
Out of sight. It goes in a straight line to the edge of the library mall, and you're not sure if it goes around a building or down a street or what, but you can't see it anymore. You lose track of it.
Oh, okay.
It goes westish, southwestish.
Southwestish.
I feel like maybe we shouldn't follow the path if we can't cast new spells.
Let me hit you in the face and let's find out how this is all working out.
No, we hit you
Well,
in the
even-
face. For things
No,
that happen.
no.
Even if my mind armor works, that doesn't mean I can cast new spells. When the shit hits the fan.
Honey Badger has come back and he's asked Yoder if he'd like to come heal somebody before they die.
Wait, is it a male or female?
Oh,
And if they're
Jesus.
female, are they attractive?
It's a young, extremely attractive male.
I mean, I'm not against trying to heal him. I can't guarantee it's going to work.
Well,
Well,
this is
like,
maybe a chance to
don't
find out.
I think
It's also a
two
chance, if it doesn't work, you've still got your medicine skill. You could at least stop the bleeding.
I'm gonna follow the burning path. Just
Okay.
a little ways though, if I can see how far it goes.
Okay. So, Shale, if Yoder's going to give it a shot, would you please give me a Gnosis plus life roll? -1 for the severity of the injuries.
I'm just trying to decide if I've only got 3 mana left.
This dude is dying, man.
Well, you could start with a medicine roll and see if you can stabilize him.
I'll start with that just to see if I can.
All
Yeah,
right,
just like
so-
put a tampon in the tooth holes and move on.
So this is a quick and difficult field operation. So give me dexterity plus medicine. Do you have anything to wrap around him, like a bandage or a shirt or something?
I'd give you my pants, but I'm not wearing any.
I've got.
I could check my spider box.
Oh,
You've got a raincoat, or you
I
could
got a
use
raincoat.
you could use the extremely valuable spider shirt that Norlin is probably
what's
3/4
what's
of the way done
condom
with.
gonna do?
I can rip a piece off the raincoat.
Yeah,
Raincoat.
it's a nice durable rubbery fabric. It's not.
Yeah, I'll cut a strip off the raincoat.
Okay. In that case, give me dexterity plus medicine plus 2 for the we'll call it a tourniquet.
Okay.
-1 for the severity of the injuries. All right. So this is the one that the vampire was gnawing on his rib cage, but the more severe damage was done again to his thighs. For some reason, the vampires really like thighs. Maybe because there's a lot of major arteries running around in there.
That makes sense.
So you wrap you wrap your raincoat strip around the upper thigh and tie it as tightly as you can. And there's just your hands are slick with blood. You're sliding around, but you manage to get the tourniquet tied. The blood flow seems to slow down, and you have staunched that wound at least. But he is also bleeding from the torso.
Well, I'll roll it again.
How big is your raincoat? Just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, do the other ones things that I need to tourniquet, or can I just,
Well, it's hard to tie a tourniquet around somebody's chest.
That's true.
But you could tie down some sort of.
I'll just rip some scraps of his clothes off and stuff it in holes.
Yeah, just rip a leg off his pants. He's not going to need that leg anymore. Just rip the leg off his pants.
Right.
Roll it up into like a pad and then tie it down with a strip of raincoat. That would work.
Yes, that's what I will do. So should I roll the same thing?
Yeah, roll the same thing.
We should probably buy some field dressings next time we go shopping.
Hey, there's an idea.
I think
3
we'll all be
successes.
dead very soon.
Okay, again, you do a reasonable job. You see, it dampens your spirits to see it, but you do see some air bubbles coming out of the wound in the side of his chest, which tells you that he's got a punctured lung. But nevertheless, you bandage him up, and that wound seems to have stopped bleeding so profusely, and you believe now that he's relatively stable.
All right, good enough. I'll follow the Merovingian now.
So the
He'll be
Merovingian has wandered off on his own, which is always a great idea.
I like to think so.
So how far are you going to take this? Because you reach the edge of the library mall. Let's go back to the map of the campus here.
So I think I know what's going on, but I'm not sure if the Merovingian would know or would suspect.
Okay. Well, you can give me, if you think it's something he might possibly know, you could roll encyclopedic knowledge, or you could just roll something like wits plus presence, or wits plus composure, to see if you have the ingenuity to figure it out spontaneously.
Let's see here. Did you say wits plus ingenuity?
No, wits plus. We're trying to simulate ingenuity, so I'm thinking wits plus presence, or wits plus academics, or.
Let's do wits plus academics.
Okay.
Because that's a pretty good roll.
Okay. Well, what is it you think is happening?
I think we are in a dead zone.
And yes, the Merovingian, if you were to suggest that theory, he would say, yeah, sounds about right. With one roll, with one success on that roll, I think the Merovingian is capable of coming up with that much.
Okay.
You appear to be in a dead zone.
So I'm gonna walk like 20 yards.
Okay.
And see if I feel any different.
So you start. That's roughly where the large hole is. It's probably larger than that, but that's. So you start there, and the dog's body is up at the north edge of that, and the trail that I described leads to the corner of the Wisconsin Historical Society. So you walk that far. You're standing at the corner of the building, and from what you can tell, the trail just continues farther west.
Okay. Can I determine if my magic works now? Or like is my mage sight working better?
Well, your nothing has changed in your mage sight. You can tell the spell is still there, but you're not seeing a whole lot. But I mean, you're not. Normally, you'd see, magic surrounding a particularly strong spirit in a tree, or a nimbus, a remnant of a nimbus from a spell that was recently cast, or you might even expect that this trail you're following it would have some magical traces around it, and you're not seeing any of that.
Still not seeing any of that. Okay.
No.
I'm gonna follow the trail a little further.
Okay.
I'll get another 20 yards.
Okay.
Let's say to the edge of Park Street there.
Did you explain any of this to us before you left, or are we just
No, I just wandered
off? Okay.
So first stopping point was the corner of the building. Next stopping point is Park Street, and indeed, all the way up Bascom Hill. This trail is burnt into the ground all the way up the hill, and then out of sight again. All around you, people are mostly going about their business. Some people are getting a little freaked out about the weather situation, the strange cloud activity overhead. But not everyone here is aware of what happened in the library mall.
They haven't noticed the giant hole.
No, I mean it's
on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Cool.
These are students, man.
It was a gas leak. It's fine. Can I suggest that Ender call up his new employer with a status update?
What do you want me to say? Everything's fine here now.
How are you? How are you? We're all fine here.
Well, now you don't have to send texts where we have to wait for response. So you can quickly appraise them of the situation. That Odysseus gave us an ultimatum, and we believe that we.
I just send a text that says there's an exarch on Library Mall.
Yeah, don't tell them how we got to this point. Just tell them what's happening right now.
Clean up on Library Mall. Sure, I'll give them a call.
You don't have to tell them that I, anally probed a dog.
I'll try to leave that out. If they
Yeah.
ask about it, I'm not gonna lie.
He's got a job to protect.
So you dial up the number for what? The front desk, or
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not well known enough to call up Echo directly.
All right. What you
gotta do the
hear
phone
is, "Boo-da-dee!" The number you are dialing. It doesn't sound good.
Okay, guys, I think the Free Council might be gone.
Imagine that. They didn't want to pay their damn phone bill, so they had magic phones.
Yeah,
Great.
they're what's it called? The free citizens or the sovereign citizens. That's how the Free Council are.
So,
Weirdos like that.
the dog is still just laying over there on the ground, right?
Yes, and as far as I know, the other three of you are still in that vicinity. Has anyone left and followed the Merovingian?
I was thinking about it, but he's so
Well,
far away, I don't even know what he's doing.
I kind of want to go and at least look at the dog a little closer.
Okay.
I mean, is it a dog-sized dog, or is this thing big? I don't know.
It is no, it's like a golden retriever. It's scrawny and it looks flea bitten and haggard. It looks like the world's oldest, not flea bitten, but the world's oldest golden retriever. It's like a golden retriever's skin was pulled over an arrangement of wooden sticks or something.
Okay.
Gross.
Well, I would like to go over there and take a little closer look at it.
All right.
Just to, I don't know why, just to see if I can notice anything weird.
It's still lying there,
I mean,
pretty
if
much
it's-
motionless. Do you poke it or
Is it-
anything?
Well,
it
yeah,
a
is it
more
like, it
thorough
doesn't look like
examination?
it's breathing or anything, or is it just a lifeless looking body?
Yeah, poking
looks
it
like-
worked so well last time.
It's breathing, as far as you can tell. Its chest is rising and falling, but it is not moving very much otherwise.
Okay. Well, seeing as I don't think I can use magic right now, I probably wouldn't really accomplish anything by trying to do anything.
Pet
Magic-wise.
the puppy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll poke it. I'm good with that. I'll just nudge it, see if anything happens.
Give me a intelligence plus investigation roll.
Oh, this is probably not going to be good. Nice.
Hey! Your anal probe is still stuck in its rear end.
Okay, I would assume.
That's the first thing you notice. When you reach out and touch it, it's warm. It's a living creature. It is indeed breathing, but it's not. It's motionless otherwise.
Does it still have a butthole? Or does it still not have a butthole?
Well,
It has a hole in its
hole
butt.
it has a hole in it. Whether or not it's a butthole is what I
Well,
wrote.
I'm asking because maybe the exarch inhabited its body and protected its sphincter because it knew that was a vulnerable area. And now if it's left the body, maybe it returned to normal form.
Oh.
Does it appear that its anus is an actual anus now?
God damn it!
Well, that whole area is
Make him roll.
that whole area is looking a little ruined by your activities as of a couple of minutes ago. So it's hard to say.
Okay.
Good Lord, can you go a week without ruining a dog's ass?
Answer.
I'd like
guys,
to keep
it appears
following the
that it's
fire
just-
trail until I get out of the dead zone.
I'm going to tell the other guys that it appears the dog is alive, but just a dog, I guess, from what I can tell.
Well, except for the lack of ass.
We're right.
Okay.
I wanna just try something. I wanna just call like Pizza Hut or something and see if are all the phone lines down, or is it just the Free Council is freeloading on their magical telephone system?
All right. Give me intelligence plus investigation.
Sure. Like so many of my other rolls, it is a 5.
Wow, that's very, very synergistic. Okay, so the first thing you notice this time when you look at your phone is that there are 0 bars and it says emergency calls only.
All right.
Feels like an emergency, buddy.
maybe do you guys think I should call like 911 or something and get some?
Well, yeah, there is a man leading here with
Yeah.
a punctured lung on the floor, so it's legit.
I'm gonna
Tell
try
him there was a
that.
gas explosion.
Yeah, tell him the steam tunnels seem to have blown up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that. Call
Tell him to
911.
ignore the dragon.
Okay.
Jesus.
Don't look in the hole.
Don't look in the hole.
Either the one in the
Focus.
ground or the one in the dog.
All right.
Fraternity prank.
We do not need animal control.
So you dial 911, and you find yourself on hold for longer than you would expect, given that you're dialing 911. But somebody does pick up, and you relay the situation, trying not to give too many incriminating details. And they ask you to stay on the line. And do you hang up or stay on the line?
Sorry, I have to go.
Yeah, I think I'll hang up.
Doesn't seem safe.
I don't want them to hear me saying weird things.
So I wonder if the exarch's butt is still a butt. Excuse me, sir. All right. What next? So, Merovingian, what are you up to?
I want to just keep following the trail until I get out of the dead zone.
Okay.
I feel like I'll be able to sense when I do.
You will be able to sense that.
Okay, like as a person, I feel like maybe we should try moving perpendicular to the line. Maybe the line is the problem, but I don't know why Merovingian is over there, so I can't, as a character,
Yes.
say that I want to try that because I have no idea what he's doing.
Well, you saw him leave. And he seemed to be doggedly pursuing, this burnt trail in the ground. He doesn't seem to be coming back. So, I think the three of you should choose what you do next, because Albacore, you make it all the way off this map without finding the end of the dead zone.
Oh wow! So guys, do you think maybe we should see what he was doing?
Yeah,
I'll work my way back
as a
down the
character.
trail.
I would follow him.
I'm going back to the library mall.
I don't have pants, so we need to go back to my camper. Do we have like a bag or something to
where did
Take
your
off
pants
one
go?
of the victims.
Where did your pants go?
Yeah, where did you take
I
them?
suppose I'm probably carrying them. That would make sense that I wouldn't just abandon them in the tunnels. All right,
Take
so
them off and just leave them there.
I'll put my pants back on. Seems like a better thing to do. I would like to encourage us to take this dog with us. Also, we really need to do something about this dragon.
Dragon's down the hole. It'll be fine. They don't. It's not like it. They have it. It's not like it says it's my dragon. They won't.
That's
Does
true.
it have like a collar that says town call?
Okay,
Found, please return to Dewey.
So I have a sleep spell that, according to the manual, says it only works on me. Do you think maybe like a 4-dot version of a 3-dot spell, I could make somebody else fall asleep?
Yeah, I think that's in general. I think if the spell says it's for you and you have one more dot than the spell requires, it's fair to suggest that you could pick a different target.
Well, even though it's not going to work, I'm going to take a crack at that.
On the dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then roll Gnosis plus Mind. Nothing happens.
All right. Well, we can't really do anything about this dragon unless Yoder, do you want to jump in there?
Well, but while you're concentrating on this dragon, you realize it's limping a lot more than it was a minute ago, and it's just circling around that cavern down there,
fall down soon,
like a caged animal, and it does look kind of like it's beginning to deteriorate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with the dragon. I'm following.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
Okay, where was the camper?
The camper was probably to the east of here. I believe you approached the campus from the east and walked up Langdon Street from east to west.
Sounds right.
All right, I'm gonna let my dog out, but I think we should have somebody chase down him and the other two of us carry the dog to the camper.
Okay, I have the highest speed, so why don't I do that?
Okay. So
I am
Ender,
working my way back.
So
We'll
Ender,
wrap it, I don't know what I
Timmy starts sprinting west along the trail. You're following the trail like you saw the Merovingian doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, around the middle of Bascom Hill, you see the Merovingian and you meet up with him. He's on his way back.
We're headed for the camper. We're taking the dog. Let's go.
Okay. As we walk back, I tell him we're either in a giant, like a fucking ridiculously huge dead zone, or magic isn't really a thing anymore.
Perfect.
Did you try going perpendicular to the burnt line?
No.
Okay, good job.
Thanks.
Well, if we're walking
I
back,
guess as we drive away, we'll probably.
yeah. Once we get back
at
to the
some
camp, I'm
point.
guessing it's going to be away from the line. So hopefully, we figure out
We'll
doing
just
that.
have to see.
All right. So you don't. You group up again. You make your way to the down Langdon Street, and the camper meets you halfway because Yoder and Honey Badger have gone and retrieved it. And you all pile in, and
I thought we put autopilot in it or something, and I forgot.
Not yet.
I'll work on that.
Note to self: figure that out.
When I get mine 5, I'll make that for you.
Did you carry the dog with you as you went to go get the camper, or did you leave it
Yes.
behind when you went to
No,
get
we
the camper?
carried it.
I would have said we carried it with me. I
Okay.
would've.
Have you
Wrap it in the
removed the
raincoat.
anal probe yet?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, then you're all in
It's
the
a recipe
camper.
for disaster.
You're all in the camper. None of you have noticed any changes to your mage sight or anything else. It feels like your whole world, from a magical perspective, is wrapped in gauze.
Shit. Didn't think about that part. So perhaps it's the dog, or the anal probe in the dog, and not the line. Didn't think about that part.
Maybe, but if this is a dead zone, it's freaking huge.
It's as big as the main part of campus, as far as you can tell. You followed that trail all the way past, into like the student housing area.
Yeah, but we're also not by the trail anymore, and it's still a dead zone, right?
Yeah.
Go to Paradigm.
Generally, they have a radius, so if the center, if Vibrant Mall was the center, it's huge. So do we want to find out what was leaving the trail of fire?
That would be useful.
Sure.
Or do we want to find a vet?
I don't want to find a vet. I don't
Oh,
wanna
that's just
explain
going
why
to
this dog
say,
got it.
take that stick out of his butt and he'll be fine.
Here's your prop right here.
So, first of all, it starts just fucking pouring rain. The clouds overhead have closed entirely again, and but the rolling, boiling activity up there has not ceased. The lightning and thunder are just ceaseless at this point, and the rain is coming down hard. But you're all inside the greasemobile now, so it's not too big of a deal. And you're planning to try and follow the trail?
Yeah.
I say we go to Paradigm Solutions. We're not
All
goddamn
right.
Ghostbusters here. We're over our heads.
Sure, yeah. I'm sure they'll be happy with what we did.
They'll be happy to see us.
Here we have this dog with a anal
All right.
probe in it.
Okay, so you take the greasemobile back over toward Paradigm Solutions. As you travel toward Paradigm Solutions, you note that the clouds in this vicinity, all around you here in like the downtown Madison University area, are nuts. But outside a certain radius, it seems like it's just relatively still. There's not a whole lot going on. But the strange Fresnel effect overhead is still present every time lightning flashes. So you arrive at Paradigm Solutions. And you get out of the car and you carry the dog in. Is that what I'm hearing?
Let's leave the dog in the car for now.
Okay.
My suggestion. Everybody on board with that?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Well,
Let's find out
the front door is locked, and peering inside, you don't see anyone at the front desk.
Sure. What day and time is it?
Oh, it's about early afternoon on like a Thursday.
Okay.
Well,
I knock on the door real loud.
Gong, gong, gong. It's a huge plate glass, tempered glass window. It makes a very loud gonging sound. And you see inside at the back of the lobby, Valley High pokes his head around a corner, like in an almost cartoonish fashion. He wraps his fingers around the corner and then creeps along so his eyes are visible, and he's staring at you around the corner from the safety of the hallway. And when he sees it's you, he kind of pops out and looks back and forth, and then comes trotting toward the front door and unlocks it and lets you in.
Hi.
How's it going here?
What is happening right now?
Ender has something to tell you. These are your people, dude.
Yeah, but we still fucked up.
we don't know that we fucked up.
Blame it on Honey Badger. That's what we always do.
So we went down to check out the disappearances, like you do, and
As instructed.
we fought.
Does this
some
have something to
ghosts.
do with that? Did you do this?
I might have been obliquely involved with what's happening right now. We
Any
fought
idea
some
what might have
ghosts
caused
and-
that? I mean, like, what it has the capability of doing that?
No, and I can't cast any spells to try and figure it out. No one can.
Yeah, about that. What do you know about exarchs?
What the hell do you know about exarchs? What the hell is that all? What are you talking about?
They kind of look like dogs.
They
I
look
mean-
like whatever the hell they want to look like. They don't usually come down here. Are you saying you saw a dog exarch here in the material plane?
Yes.
He's in the van.
Well, we saw a dog.
Valley
How
High
do
laughs. That's a good one.
exarchs feel?
Good one. You brought a dog exarch here in your
How
van.
do exarchs
Yeah.
feel about butt stuff?
That's more of a camper, but yeah. It's in the camper.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, we did that.
All right. First of all, it's not
I
an
think
exarch.
it fell on something.
You did you I don't know what you did to that poor dog, but it's not a goddamn exarch.
You sure?
How would you know whether or not something is an exarch?
Where are you guys going to find an exarch, let alone an exarch that lets you pick it up and carry it around?
Well, so
Well-
you
Well, it
remember?
didn't let us per se.
It
Do
looks
you remember
sick.
a deuce?
Oh yeah, a sick exarch. Okay. All right.
We tried to take its temperature, but it didn't really work.
It went poorly.
What do you know about exarchs? So you're using words you're not supposed to even know yet.
So remember Adustus?
Yes, I remember Adustus.
Well, he kind of was going to kill us, and we didn't feel like being dead today. And he asked us to stick a thing in an exarch if we saw one.
Just in case.
Yeah. And we
think
were
we
just
saw one.
having a party with some vampires in a hole, and there one was.
Valley High can't stop laughing. This
You want to
is
come out to the van and see what we got? Tell us what
sure.
we're-
Yeah, let's look at your exarch. You have an umbrella?
Okay.
No.
So there's an umbrella.
I got a
stand.
raincoat.
There's an umbrella stand next to the reception desk, and he pulls one singular umbrella out of it and says, "Well, I have an umbrella."
Well, we're already wet.
Whatever. Let's go
Yeah,
into the
fair
van.
enough. All right, so you go out to the van, to the grease mobile. Valley High looks disgusted at. He's never actually seen your grease mobile up this close. he looks horrified.
You know, if we got this magic stuff
wait till
working,
you
we
see
make it
inside.
prettier.
Never before has he struck you as this precious, but he looks like an aristocrat looking down his nose at an Eggo or something. He's very unimpressed. So you open it up and invite him inside, or okay, all right. Do you pull the dog out, or do you pull Valley High in?
Pull him
Pull
in.
him in so he doesn't get upset.
Okay.
Well, if he does get upset, we can rectify that situation with a frying pan.
Yeah, once he sees the inside, he will be upset. But
Yeah, his eyes are glued to the Hustler collection in the corner. You're gonna have to draw his attention to the dog.
it's that one.
The dog over there on Sammy's bed.
Yeah.
On Honeybadder's bed.
Sammy's bed.
What did you do to this poor old dog?
Well, it's pretty obvious what we did to him.
Yes, it looks pretty obvious. It looks like it's on death's door, and you shoved something up its ass. The poor thing.
Never mind that. Look at the thing that's up its ass. Is that something you recognize?
Well, to be honest, it looks kind of like an anal probe.
Yeah, then it's in the right place, isn't it?
I mean, he may just be saying that because it's up a dog's ass right now, but he grabs it and starts tugging on it.
No. Leave that alone.
You are so fucked. This is not cool. It's not an exarch. It's this looks like a dog.
It didn't have an asshole.
It didn't have an asshole?
Do
No.
dogs usually
Yoder
have...
over here made one.
Yep.
All right. So Valley High takes a deep breath and seems to be trying to center himself. All right. Normally I would cast a spell to tell whether I think you're telling the truth or not, to tell whether I think you're being mind controlled and just spouting insanity for no reason. I would cast a spell to figure out whether this dog has anything magical going on, but I can't do any of that right now, and you won't let me examine the dog. As far as I can tell, this is a dog that you have been abusing.
Examine the dog all you want, but that stays in its ass.
He grumbles and he starts putting his hands on and around the dog's body. Gonna make a quick roll. Ooh, 3 10s. Well, that was a very good investigation. So he runs his hands along the dog's legs, and they all seem to be in order. Up and down the dog's spine, everything seems intact. The ribs are rising and falling in a regular cadence. The head and face and all its associated orifices are perfectly natural. But then he sticks his hand between the dog's back legs and sort of paws around a little bit and looks confused. And then picks up its back leg to open its legs up and get a good long look at its crotch. And
as you do.
And he turns to you while holding the dog's leg in this position and indicates the dog's crotch and says, "Anything strike you as odd about this?"
Let me guess, there's nothing there.
It sure doesn't seem to be. It looks like a blank slate of skin.
Like a Ken doll?
Like a Ken doll.
We did
Well, it doesn't
check for
seem
that.
too odd. It's an exarch.
Yeah.
They don't need gonads.
He drops the dog's leg and steps back. Well, there's definitely something weird going on. I don't know that necessarily qualifies me to say this is an exarch or not, but there's definitely something weird going on.
Do you think if it was an exarch, that if we took this out of his butt, he'd be mad at us?
Don't even bother answering that question. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
All right.
I mean,
so
he might be happy because we took it out.
Yeah.
It came from behind. He doesn't know who put it in.
Right.
hypothetically, if this were an exarch dog and not just some other magical construct, if this were the form that an exarch chose when it came here to Earth, which is impossible to prove, by the way, without being able to cast any spells and without waking it up to ask it,
Sure.
then I suppose, hypothetically, it would be either very angry or very happy to have this thing removed from its ass. Yes.
Perhaps both at the same time.
Good. Thanks. Well, that was clear and definitive.
I'm afraid I've reached the end of my diagnostic capabilities here when it comes to magical exarch dogs. There's not much else I can tell you.
All right.
So we have to figure out how to get back in magic use. So do we think it's a thing having to do with the line, or do you think it's a thing having to do with the dog?
Well,
I
right
think
now,
this was
right now,
plan for disabling the exarch, the
interesting.
dead zone, and then this thing was supposed to somehow pin it.
So you're saying
I thought he was going to
Adustus,
be back soon.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Adustus did this to the exarch, you're saying, and you think
Sure,
he's responsible for the dead zone.
I think that's what I think.
Well, we've
Do you
got
have any-
everyone else who was in the building at the time has left, and they are all traveling outward by whatever means they can, mostly cars, because at this point there's no magical travel, and they're trying to determine the radius and the extent of whatever this dead zone is. And I haven't heard back from anyone yet. So,
Oh yeah, the phones are down.
Do you have any conventional means of communication with further out reaches?
Do you have like a magic mirror or something?
Well, that wouldn't work, but I'm saying, like, do you have, like, a landline that would work to call, like, I don't know, Chicago, to find out if it's working there?
well, we do have, since you ask, landlines directly to Chicago and directly to several other important magical sites where the Free Council has a base, but the lines themselves are, they're not part of the telecom network. They're sort of, they go through extra spatial areas created by magic.
Okay, once again, I'm asking if you have any conventional means, understanding that magic would
Well, the
work.
conventional means we have at our disposal are the phones, and the phones aren't working.
Okay, fine.
You're wondering if I have a can with a string on it that reaches to Chicago?
Oh, do you? How are they going to communicate back to you when they get to the edge of the dead zone?
I don't know. We didn't think that far ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is the
Maybe we had
protocol.
wires.
We're in a dead zone. Everybody drive away, and we'll figure it out later.
There is no protocol for a dead zone like this size.
What if it's just like all magic?
All magic?
Yeah, like it just doesn't work anymore because we pissed off the exarchs somehow. Maybe by probing one.
Valley High pauses. He's absorbing that theory. And he doesn't seem to like it.
That once.
I think it sounds like you should join the search. You should do your part here and try to find. Given that there's nothing else productive for you to do right now, you should find some edge of this dead zone and find a way to cast spells again. I have to stay here.
All right.
Because
the dog here.
I want the exarch dog here with me alone. Sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want
You
this
wanna
thing
take
out
it
of our
with us?
sight. This might be our only ticket to, like.
I
not
say we
being
pull the
killed by
thing
a
out of
beast.
it, but that's me living dangerously.
We've been doing a lot of that lately, and it hasn't worked out so far.
I don't know. We survived the vampire hole.
Yeah, none of us are
Well,
dead.
I mean,
That is true.
Adustus said stick this thing in it, and then I don't
He didn't
remember
say
what
leave
said
it in it.
after that.
Hey! Let's not have this conversation with this person here.
All right, let's grab the dog. We'll go.
Well, we just
Follow
kick
the
him out of
thing.
the camper
Let's go.
and start driving.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, Valley High,
he falls
thank
out
you
of the
for
camper.
your time.
Yeah.
All right, we will leave you here, and we'll let you know as soon as we know something.
Well, come back here and let me know, because I don't think there's any other way for you to tell me, but that's what everyone else is going to be doing. They're going to find somewhere where they can still cast spells, and then they're going to come back and we're going to triangulate the borders of this dead zone.
All right, we will go find an edge and let you know.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
We should follow the burnt line.
I was saying, my theory now is that the burnt line is maybe Adustus trying to escape the dead zone, so he can heal himself.
Or at least it's something.
Wait,
That's all
wait,
we
wait.
got.
What? Adustus trying to heal himself. He was at the dog?
Well, he was trying to trick an exarch to come down here so he could kill it, right?
Yeah, I
You were
know,
supposed
but
to be helping.
Yeah, he may have
He
been there.
kinda
Just
failed.
Then it summoned a sun.
all right.
Yeah, he said
well,
he had a trick up his sleeve. You were skeptical that he'd be able to take an exarch, and he said he had a trick up his sleeve, and then he handed you the probe and said, "Stick this into it when you see when the time arrives. You'll know when the moment arrives."
and then he didn't really say anything after.
And then he didn't really say anything after that. He just
And he didn't
vanished.
really show up either.
No, he never showed up. All you saw was the exarch peeling back the ceiling of the cavern, creating a sun, burning all the vampires to a crisp, and then behind it, the thousands of feet tall nimbus it was carrying around with it began to warp and fluctuate suddenly, like a balloon or something in the wind. And that was the moment you chose to attack the exarch, and your attack was successful. And when your attack was successful, the sun winked out, and apparently magic died.
Yay us. Well, yeah, I agree.
So we either follow the line,
Well, and I would think
and
maybe the
if
line.
magic is no more,
well, perhaps
or we're in a huge dead zone, if we can catch Adustus and finish him off, we can be done with him.
If
Or
he's
we
subject
can-
to the same dead zone rules you are, he's probably invulnerable right now.
Or we could deprobe the exarch and hope magic comes back.
Yeah, but then I don't
He'll
know. that
probably
seems-
be cranky.
I
But
don't
we
know.
saved it.
I say we just go down to the Great Day and have a pint and let this all blow over.
All right, so you're hopping into the
Well,
Greasemobile
I guess the
again.
question we have to ask ourselves is: do we think Adustus is bad or the exarch are bad? I mean, I guess the exarch are bad in general, but
Why not
is
both?
Adustus worse?
I think they're both terrible.
Yeah.
Well, right, but
We just had
Adustus has
terrible
done
bad-
more. Adustus has done more tangibly, physically, obviously bad things to you personally. But the exarchs, as far as you're aware, are the ones who are sort of the big bads of the mage world. They're nasty assholes too.
Yeah, but we only know that from what Adustus told us because we don't know shit otherwise.
That's as far as you know. Yes.
I think
Well,
So
should
what would you
follow
like to
the
do?
burnt line.
You're gonna get in the Greasemobile. You're gonna travel back to campus, and you're gonna try to follow the burnt trail in the ground.
That's my vote.
Yes.
sure. We could ask Valley High what his opinion of the exarchs are.
Well, he's already left.
He-
You kicked him out of the Greasemobile. If you want to go in and ask him again.
We've traumatized him enough.
Yeah, he seems pretty spooked. He lost his cool a couple of times talking to you.
We have that effect. Yeah, okay, let's follow the trail. Maybe when we get to the end of the trail, too, magic will come by. Maybe that'll be the edge of the dead zone or something.
Okay.
It's an option, too. So,
All right. So you drive back to the trail. On your way back to campus, you note sort of an elevated number of, emergency vehicles and people in the streets. For a rainstorm, you wouldn't expect quite so many people out and about, but there is a lot going on as you drive back to the campus. When you get back to the campus,
Is there? I mean, we have a radio in the Greasemobile. Is the radio working?
Well,
Is there a local news station we can turn on to see what the hell is happening? To see if maybe going back to the campus is bad because they're looking for a strange van?
well, why don't you give me why don't you roll wits plus manipulation +1 for the radio. You've never listened to NPR before in your life, but
That makes sense.
You scroll along through the tuner until you hear a human voice talking, and it isn't speaking Spanish, and it isn't introducing one of the latest top 40, and you assume it's probably news. And you hear a lot of, maybe it's pre-recorded, or maybe the people in the station have no idea what's going on, but they're mostly just talking about politics. Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, Robert Mueller. That's the current story on the radio, and there's no overriding red alert about a Scooby-Doo van full of grease and greasy humans.
Okay. Tally ho then.
I also write police band radio on my shopping list.
Okay, so you make it back to campus. In contrast to the rest of the neighborhoods you drove through on the way here, and in contrast to the way the campus looked when you left it, there is now almost nobody out and about on the campus. And the few people you do see are running away from the general area of the library mall.
Goddamn dragon got out.
It's fine.
Now the sun went away. I think the vampires are not dying anymore.
Maybe the dragon's out eating them.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Well, you reach the library mall, and indeed, it looks as though a half-skeletal dragon has, missing most of its hindquarters, has dragged itself up and out of the hole with its front claws and is slashing and clawing and biting at all the burning vampire piles. It looks like it's at death's door. Yet again, it seems as though it's likely to keel over any moment, but right now it is causing a panic, and there's no one else in the area. It's not going to get very far. But
it's fine. Just keep going. Keep driving. Before it sees us, go.
Just honk and
Go, go.
wave.
Go, before he makes us roll initiative. Go. Okay. So, you're driving on like footpaths and stuff at the moment. There aren't streets going to and fro across the entire campus, but in order to stay relatively close to this burning path, you're forced to go off-road, so to speak. It's mostly a straight line. It travels west-southwest. It bends around structures and over and under obstacles and in and out of open car doors and things. I mean, it's not some sort of ethereal straight line. It goes as straight as it can, but clearly it had a presence in the physical world. It's traveling in and around things.
Hey, can you talk to your ghost buddy?
Stu, what do you want me to talk to? Yeah. Well, I think. Stu, are you here? Maybe.
Well, you and as you ask for Stu, he appears, and he looks like he's trying to talk, but you can't understand him.
Well, that's typical.
You must not have the magic to understand him.
He's still here though, and you can see it.
All right, Stu, can you hear me? If you can hear me, nod.
Stu shakes his head side to side.
God damn it, Stu.
I don't know what that means.
And then
my lips moving and just shook his head.
and then he sort of jumps and looks up and looks like he's doing some mental math, and then he nods.
Okay, good. All right, I think he can hear me. What do you want me to have him do, guys?
You think he can hear you? Okay.
I think so.
I was going to have you ask him if he knew what the fuck was going on, but apparently that's not going to work.
Right.
Unless you want to engage in a game of charades with a ghost you can't see. No.
With a stoner ghost.
Yeah.
Why don't you ask him precisely how many miles ahead this burning streak ends?
All right, Stu, can you indicate to me, do you know how large this this streak goes? How far does this streak go? Do you know? Or can you find out quickly?
How far does this streak go? He nods energetically and grins and then winks out of existence.
Okay.
See, there was a reason I asked precisely.
He
Okay, well, let's keep
reappears.
following it.
He reappears as you drive down the road. He reappears back inside the grease mobile and he holds up one finger.
It's one long.
It's
Okay.
Yeah. He says the line is 1.
Okay, so the line looks like a 1. It's 1 mile long.
It's precisely one burning trail long.
There's
Gotta tell
only
you
one
guys-
trail.
I gotta tell you, even if I could hear him, I'm not sure that would clarify it at all. I don't know.
right.
That's what he did. He put up one finger,
All
so
right.
I don't know.
All right.
How about ask if there's something bad at the end? Should we
He's
be
not
should we be scared of what's at the end?
Stu, should we be scared of what's at the end of the line?
He makes a sort of a shrugging gesture.
He shrugged.
So there's not ice cream at the end.
And then he holds up his hands in front of him, and he
Okay.
moves them around and leans back and forth, and you realize he's doing like a French mime impersonation of being trapped in a box.
There's a box at the end of the line.
He shrugs and nods.
Is a Dustus at the end of the line?
He shakes his head.
Okay.
In the affirmative or the positive or negative?
I've always taken, now this is a personal thing, I've always taken shaking your
would
head to
mean
mean no and nodding to mean yes, but some people say shaking your head yes, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
I agree.
Stu shakes his head, and by that I mean he's saying no.
Okay.
All right,
Great.
let's keep going.
Thank you, Stu. That was very
Let's-
helpful.
Let's go one more spot.
All right.
Yes. Let's travel one.
Travel approximately 1. All right, I'm opening up the map of Madison that I created once upon a time. Well, I might as well put it on the stream so they can see it. So you are, here's the library mall. You travel west southwest. You hit Campus Drive, but that goes too much west. You find you need to head off into the side streets and go more south. And you follow.
If you're drawing something, I can't see it.
I'm not drawing anything right now. I'm
Oh,
just waving a hand around on the Google Maps I sent you a link to a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there in a second. You're traveling through a neighborhood after neighborhood and catching a glimpse of the trail here and there. Why don't you give me a wits plus? I hate to keep suggesting wits plus composure, but give me wits plus composure.
Okay.
As long as everyone doesn't fail. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So Honey Badger's the Johnny on the spot, driving the grease mobile and also keeping a keen eye on his surroundings, while everyone else looks out the cracked and foggy windows and tries to say, "I can't see anything," or maybe it's over there. He's got it on lockdown. Occasionally you lose sight of the trail, but then Honey Badger sees it creeping around a building and says, "There it is," and he speeds up and follows it and continues. And eventually you arrive at Regent Street and follow it a short distance to the west. And depending how familiar you are with the area, you are approaching Madison West High School. And as you approach, you seem to be nearing a fog bank. The rain is letting up a little bit. It's still raining, but it's more of a misting now. And there's just a blank gray fog bank in front of you. But as you get closer and closer to it, it takes on a strange sort of contour, as if the fog is forming a perfectly concave surface around you and the whole area. And you come to what looks like the end of the trail on the front lawn of Madison West High School. And it looks like the high school has taken significant structural damage. You'll have to get out to take a closer look.
All right, let's do that.
We still don't have magic, anybody, right? Anybody getting any kind of vibes?
Nope.
No vibes.
I don't know. Am I? No vibes.
Nobody's getting any vibes.
Okay. Well, you got your crossbacks loaded? Everybody
I'm
ready?
definitely.
Loaded for bear here?
I'm pulling out my sword.
We see Fluke. I'm shooting her in the face.
That's fair. So, what's the plan?
Get out.
I would like to get out and look at the building.
Okay. Give me wits plus composure. No.
All of us?
Well,
Investigation?
Everyone who isn't looking at something specific can give me wits plus composure, but the Merovingian should give me intelligence plus investigation.
I don't notice nothing.
Well, we'll start with Honey Badger. So you're just looking around in general, and you happen to see at the end of the trail, first of all, a sort of a glint catches your eye in the grass at the end of the trail, and second, you see what looks like a severed leg a few feet away from the end of the trail. Merovingian / Albacore, what you see in examining the building is the first thing you notice is a reflective, it looks like glass wall curving up out of sight into the clouds above you, but it looks like it's sort of dome shaped, and the wall cuts right through the middle of the high school, and what's left has partially crumpled inward on itself. It's good enough construction that it's still standing, but the bits that have been severed by this wall, they've taken some serious damage. And the other side of the wall, you just see a gray swirling fog bank. It's impossible to see any detail. The trail ends abruptly in the middle of the yard in front of the school. Just a couple of steps away from that wall.
I would like to approach the wall, looking for like a rock as I get near it, and assuming I find something or anything, I just like huck it at the wall to see what happens.
Okay. You do find a rock. There's a number of rocks in the sort of landscaped area around the school. They are too large to be picked up and thrown by a student, but you could pick them up with both arms and carry it over toward the wall if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Anything smaller?
Set it gingerly next to the wall and see what happens.
Anything smaller would have been used as a projectile by the students of the high school, so no, there are only large landscaping rocks.
Ah, I see. Okay, right. Okay.
Hey, there's a leg over here if you want to throw something.
Is it a male or female leg?
I don't know. Hold on. There's something shiny that might be gold I got to check out first. I'd like to go check out
It's
the shiny thing.
loot! What's the status of the rock situation? What do you?
Sure, I'll take the big rock and I will get near the wall and just kind of roll it at it or something. I want to see if it'll go through the wall, or if
Give
the wall will
me
defend itself.
roll strength, just strength.
Really?
I can pick up the rock.
I point at the rock and I say, "Hey, somebody throw this at the wall."
I'll throw the rock.
I'll try to throw it first.
I'm good.
Okay. Hey guys, this rock is really heavy. Somebody throw it at the wall.
I'll throw it. I got to roll strength.
Okay.
Strength.
Okay.
This is to pick it up and carry it toward the wall, and that's you've got 5 strength. Holy shit! Okay, so you pick it up, heft it
Because
on
of
your
my
shoulder.
cloak.
And your cloak apparently is still giving you that strength bonus, FYI. despite the apparent absence of any other magic. So you pick up.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, it still works. So you pick up the rock and hoist it onto your shoulder and wobble your way over toward the wall. It's honestly, he could have picked a closer rock. You feel a little bit put out that I mean you're passing perfectly serviceable rocks all the way to the wall.
He's a close one.
Well, it's too late now. And you half throw, half drop the rock when you reach the wall. And when the rock hits the wall, it bounces off and makes a satisfying and incredibly deep gong sound, like you just hit the world's biggest bell.
God.
Cool.
Okay, now touch it.
I carried the rock. You touched it.
All right.
Honey Badger likes touching things.
Before we touch the wall, Honey Badger wanted to look at the glint he saw in the grass.
Yeah, let's go over by him.
Okay. So we're all looking at the glint in the grass, but Honey Badger gets there first.
Yeah.
Yes. What you see is a whole bunch of colored crystals. It's not Tass.
What do you mean Drew didn't already pick those all up?
Right.
Not yet.
These are just the ones he hasn't picked up yet. There were more.
Yeah.
Well, they
Those
look
are
odd,
pretty.
so I'm not going to just grab them and throw them in my pocket because
They-
we're
they-
around
they-
a place that exploded.
They look nothing like the Tass crystals that the Merovingian has had in his bag and has displayed at various times in the past.
Okay.
Those are more organic. They look like they've grown out of something. These look almost shaped, like they've been not quite like cut into diamond shapes or anything, but they're a little more regular. And what caught your eye is light reflecting off of them, but this group that I circled here is glowing dimly. None of the others are glowing.
Okay.
Weird.
Hey, you sciencey guys, come over and look at these things. I'm going to check out the leg.
I want to. So do you want to experiment with these a little bit? This is a puzzle.
A puzzle.
It's a puzzle.
Yes, we want to experiment with them.
Okay. I would like to give someone access to these and the ability to move them around, but I'm not sure how.
The ability to, oh my.
Yeah,
So
I think I can do it one at a time. I can give you access to move one gem at a time, but there are 24 gems, so I'd rather not do that. So instead, you can ask me questions and suggest things, and we'll solve the puzzle.
So I would like to point out that the Merovingian has 4 dots in investigations with is it a specialty in puzzles?
Well, it sounds like it should be right up your alley.
It sure does. Can I tell why they're glowing?
Not without being able to cast a spell or use your mage sight, but you might be able to deduce something. Why don't you roll intelligence plus investigation with a +1 for your puzzle specialty, and we'll see what you figure out.
Okay.
Jesus! Oh my god! Only 2. Wow, okay.
Wow.
Well, you poke and prod a little bit. And in examining the group that is glowing, first of all, you find that they don't attract. You might grab a couple of other crystals and see if you can stick them together and make them glow. And as you can see, some of the other crystals are touching, but none of the others are glowing. But when you touch them together, they don't attract, but when they're placed together, they do seem to stick a little bit like magnets. They're still very easy to pull apart, but they kind of connect together. And other things you deduce are 2 successes. There are a total of 4 colors of crystals. purple, green, orange, and blue. There are a total of 2 shapes of crystals. There's like tall, skinny ones and wide ones. Some are touching, some are not.
I think maybe we need to repeat this pattern in like 4 quadrants.
Does the
So like we put it.
the puzzle is related to all of them, or just those 5?
Well, it's
That's the puzzle.
you might be trying to figure out why these 5 are glowing at the moment, and that's certainly one aspect of the puzzle. But there's something going on with all of these. This bunch of crystals is a puzzle that I put together.
So I'm gonna grab 5 more crystals in those color combinations,
Okay.
and like rearrange them in that pattern.
Okay. So you want the exact same colors and things?
Yes,
All right. So a long green one.
a long green
purple
and a
one,
wide green. Yep.
A long
long-
orange one.
Yep.
A wide green one and a wide purple one. And then what do you do with them?
I want to like put the wide green one and the long green one kind of touching and see if they stick. And
Okay. So
Then
you
put
you get this far and they do stick.
okay, then I want to grab the purple wide one and kind of put it next to the wide green one.
Okay. You do that and they stick, but nothing's glowing yet.
Okay, and I want to grab the long purple one and stick it next to the wide purple one.
Okay. Still
And
no
then
glowing.
the orange one kind of right where those 2 are touching. Just like the above group.
Like this?
Down though.
Down. Like this?
Like right in the crevice between the 2.
Between the 2 wide ones?
No. Between the 2 purple ones. Like the above cluster. It's like
Like this. Like this.
Yeah.
Like this.
yeah.
Okay. When you attach this last orange crystal, briefly these 3 begin to glow brighter than the other group, and then almost immediately they dim a bit, so that they are so that this whole group is glowing with the same intensity as the other group.
So that's probably good. Let's do that 2 more times with the other.
Why don't you have the skinny green one touch the purple one like the top one is? Touches the purple and the green.
Yeah.
Sure. I kind of got the impression that it was good, but
Okay.
Well,
so,
let's leave it like that, and
It
then
doesn't hurt to be more accurate.
true.
well, so you're gonna grab the long green one and move it somewhere.
So it's
Yeah, just
touching the
disconnect
big
it.
purple and
Disconnect
So-
it
so-
from where it is.
When you disconnect
Move
it,
to
this group of 4 that's still connected begins to glow a little bit brighter. So do you want to connect it somewhere?
well, no, I would even say take the other green one off because he said that the other 3 were glowing brighter without the other ones touching.
It sounds like they're brighter when there are fewer of them.
Seems like one of them is the power. Maybe the orange one's like the power source or something. And as it's connected, it has to power more of them. So the
Yeah.
power is spread further and it's dimmer. So that long green one, put it right between where the wide green and the wide purple are touching. Just like the cluster above it.
there.
Okay, like that.
Yes.
It gets dimmer again, but it's still glowing faintly.
And all 5 are glowing.
All 5 are glowing. Yes,
How are they compared to the other one?
the same
other side.
intensity, same.
Take
Okay.
away the
No, I think we're good. Let's make 2 more of those.
Do we have enough crystals for that? Probably.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No, because
Now we're-
there's large orange and large. There's not.
Right,
any
we're
more
going to have
large
some
green
others.
crystals. Right.
Stick another orange one on one of those and see if they get brighter. The orange is the power.
Oh wait, the big orange. Yeah, let's. Oh,
You want a big
Ooh,
orange or a
or
little,
try a big
or you want a wide orange or a tall orange?
Wide one.
A wide
let's
orange.
connect a wide orange and a wide. What is that? Pink, blue.
So this one is bluish and this one is purplish.
Okay, grab a wide blue or purple. What? I can't.
I guess that would be blue.
Can I ping somewhere on the?
You might be able to draw. Can you draw?
This one.
Okay, so you want to move that one. Where do you want to move it?
I want it to be next to it, like the way the purple and green are arranged.
Okay, so these two together, like this?
Yeah.
Okay. They don't glow.
And then not at all. Okay.
No.
And put this blue on here.
Uh-huh.
Like right here.
Yeah, put the blue in there.
Okay. Still no glowing.
And an orange one connected to the orange one. So like an orange long connected to the
Like this?
orange big, and then
Yes.
what do we got left?
When you do this, let me clean up some stuff. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, I don't need to clean everything up. I would like to though. Okay, so when you do this, these three stones glow fairly brightly, and then immediately, almost immediately, begin to dim a bit, and these four stones, the whole group glows a bit more dimly, but still brighter than the groups of five.
Okay, now I think we need one of these purple ones as like an extra sticky outy bit on the blue.
Oh my god, I need to clear up all the drawings. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Okay, clear. You want this one here to attach to something?
To be like that.
To be like this?
The green
You
line.
drew a green line.
True.
Oh, okay. That causes the group of four to dim a bit, and now it's a group of five glowing about as brightly as the other two groups.
Rotate it around to touch the long green one here.
Like this?
Yes.
Okay. Now the group of 10 interconnected crystals glows very, very faintly. You can barely tell they're illuminated at all.
That's it. Oh, wait. Okay, so there's 5 more of these. 1, 2, 3.
Would you all roll just wits and nothing else?
I don't know.
Honey Badger, of all people.
Put a green one there.
No, suggests that things seem to get dimmer as you add more crystals. Maybe you should be going smaller.
Well, I also said put another yellow one on them to see if that's the power one.
Okay.
Sure.
So you want to move this into the group? You want to disconnect this group.
Groups. Disconnect
Yeah.
the two groups.
And then attach this somewhere. Where do you want to attach it?
Well, I think
Stick it between the two greens.
Between the two greens. Okay, like... Oops.
So here? Oh, I moved off of drawing.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes the group dimmer.
But that's because we added a crystal.
right.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which
Okay.
one did you want to add it to?
Take it
Well,
back
either
off.
way.
Do one big one, one little one. A yellow and a yellow. Same
Okay, so
color.
you want the tall yellow connected to a wide
Yeah.
yellow, like that. Okay.
Yep. What happens?
It doesn't glow.
Okay, touch a yellow to a purple. Big purple.
So you want to move this over here.
So
That's a
Yeah.
blue one, isn't it?
in the
Whatever.
first cluster, the cluster in the upper left.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
the green one off. Put an orange one on. The skinny long one.
So the
What
cluster in the
happened to
top
blue
left.
and the yellow?
Hold
that
on.
you
The
just
cluster
put
in the top left. You want to pull the green one off,
Oh wait, hang on. Sorry. Yes, and attach.
Pull the
Yes,
green
and
one off.
attach the skinny one.
And attach which one?
That's one of the skinny orange ones. So I mean, if you want to let's
Okay.
figure out what happened with that Drew did.
So,
Fine.
first of all, you pull the green one off, and the group of 4 starts to glow a little more brightly.
Okay.
And then you take an orange one, and you stick it on where the green one was, and things get a little dimmer again.
Okay.
To the same dimness that it was with the green one on, or is it
Yes,
brighter
yes.
than that was?
Nope. Same dimness.
Okay.
Roll those 3 long green ones that aren't connected to anything just together.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Add the blue long one that's right next to it.
Still nothing.
Okay, so it does seem that the orange ones have something to do with it.
I think maybe we need to try making another group of 5, like the one down here. This one.
5 seems to be dimmer though.
It does
So
always
maybe
seem to be
it's-
brighter when there's 4, and then it dims again when you add a 5th.
All right, so the one in the upper left again.
Uh-huh.
Take off the large green one, the
Okay.
wide green one.
It glows more brightly.
What happened?
The group of 4.
All right, so take off the large blue one,
It goes out completely.
and then put the orange, put the point of the orange one back to the other 2.
Yeah. There's no light at all.
Okay. So put the 2 orange ones on the big blue one.
Like this. Like that.
I don't know. Nothing happened on my screen.
Oh, well, there's a big purple one and 2 long orange
Yeah,
ones pointing at each other, and
that's what he's talking about. It's on the stream.
in the top left. Nothing happens.
What if we just put a long purple one on the big purple one, and take the orange ones off?
Take both orange ones off?
Yeah,
Okay.
just to have it be purple.
Nothing.
city over here. Okay, and add the orange.
Okay,
Just one.
you add 1 orange, and suddenly this group of 3 is glowing more brightly than you have seen any of them glow yet.
All right, so it looks like it's a wide one and a tall one of one color, plus another one of a different color,
Right.
a long one of a different color.
So let's make another purple orange out of these.
Why don't you do a green blue and see if it does anything?
Well, yeah. Let's try that combination of different colors.
Okay, so I heard green, blue.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you connect a wide green, a long green, and a long blue. And this group also glows very brightly.
All right.
So there's 2 groups up there at the top that are now glowing pretty brightly.
So let's grab
So
an
I
orange.
arrange all the wide ones that are left with a long one of the same color touching,
Okay.
and leave the rest of the long ones just kind of in the middle.
Okay. So we'll do this, 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 this. That. Okay. Nothing else is glowing yet.
Okay, so put another blue on the green, and put another orange on the purple.
Orange. So this one lights up. This one lights up. Oops.
So we probably need to put. Well, let's try purple on the orange, on the big orange.
Okay, that lights up.
Okay, and then green on the
I'm going to say you've got it figured out at this point. You're right. It's one wide and one long of the same color, and then another long of a different color. So you've got 8 now clusters of crystals, all glowing very brightly, and at the moment still separate, but sticking together.
I feel like we need to arrange them in some way.
Well, placing 2 groups near each other but not connected, they start glowing much more brightly.
Okay. Let's see. So try putting an orange. Where's my thing?
Just put them all near each
Put
other.
this next
Put
to
the whole thing in a circle.
Whole
Sure.
thing in a circle. Okay, I like the way you
Just
think.
to start.
All right, so we don't need to actually do that, but I will try and do it while I talk. You arrange all 8 groups of 3 crystals, and as you line them up together, they glow more and more brightly, until eventually they're almost too much to look at.
my eyes.
Your eyes, all of your eyes, you're all blind now. And oh Jesus, fucking launch game. Stupid. I hit the back button on my mouse. Anyway, you arrange them in a circle, and yes, they glow more and more brightly, and eventually, when the groups are fully assembled, they are too bright to look at, but they generate no sound or heat.
Okay.
And the like magnetic pull between the groups seems to get stronger and stronger as you add more groups until when they're again fully assembled, not only are they much brighter, but they are almost impossible to pull apart anymore.
Okay.
Maybe it's like a key or something. I want to try to pick it up.
Okay.
See if it holds together. If
yeah,
I can look through it and see something.
It's not warm to the touch, and again, no sound at all. But it is very, very bright. And the instant you pick it up, the fog bank outside the glass wall seems to clear instantly.
Interesting.
Only for you. Everyone else is still looking at fog.
Okay. I want to walk closer to the... Or is the fog just completely gone? Or
The fog is
it just
gone,
like...
and now you can
Okay.
see out through this glass wall.
All
And
right, do I see anything out there?
You don't see Madison. You feel like you're looking at a vast expanse of rough brown terrain and a brown sky. And on the other side of this vast expanse, you see what looks like a beautiful city inside a glass dome.
Hey guys, hold on to this thing. There's some cool stuff over here. Is it big enough that we can all like put a finger on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys,
I
finger
touch
my
it.
crystal thing.
Ooh, it's smooth.
Smooth. All right, so the fog clears out. Everyone can see. And would everyone give me wits plus composure, please?
That's a lot of wits and composure.
Holy crap.
Jesus.
Wow.
You're doing a lot of investigating tonight. All right.
I'm just saying,
So-
Honey Badger has a lot.
Wow.
4 ones,
So-
that's amazing.
So Yoder says, "Yes, I see it. There is a city." And Ender and the Merovingians say, "I see an endless plain of rough brown terrain and not much else."
But I already saw the city. It's not fair.
It vanished. It's gone. Honey Badger looks out there and sees and says, "Hold on a minute. I see more than one city. I see like China City and Mexico City and Fantasyland City and
I'm at Epcot.
that's kind of how you feel. You're looking at, but it's much bigger and much farther away. You see an arrangement of just an array of different, way too ornate-looking cities that look like they're from all around the world, all contained inside glass domes.
Like their own glass domes? They're not all in one?
No, they are all in separated glass domes.
Okay.
Touch the crystal to the wall.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
I support
that.
that plan.
nothing happens.
I silently guide
Should we-
it like it's a Ouija board thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Are you
moving
doing
toward
that?
the wall.
Oh, my God.
Oh. No, nothing particularly interesting happens. It makes an unpleasant shrieking sound of crystals rubbing against glass.
All right. You still got that raincoat?
Yeah.
You're not wearing it?
Well, I mean,
It's not raining anymore.
It's still raining, just very, very lightly here.
Okay.
Should we wrap this thing up and take it back to Paradigm Solutions?
I like that.
Why?
What is he
Why
going to
would
do?
you do that?
He's going
They
to call
can't
us
do damn-
idiots, and we're going to have to come back here.
All right.
So you also realize that you're standing on and around this severed leg.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
And down near the ground, you see staining the glass wall is a streak of blood.
I think somebody got in here and didn't quite make it with all their parts attached. Is there like an obvious
Genius.
door?
Is there a door? No.
So it's just solid glass.
Merovingian, would you give me an encyclopedic knowledge roll, please?
Sure.
Glass is
I'll
fragile.
look up what it is. Glass is made from sand.
Well, you've been studying the cities outside, and you're pretty sure you
But he
can
couldn't
place.
see 'em.
Well, he after you pointed them out, he could make them out.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, everybody.
Thanks, Eagle
So-
Eye.
So you're staring out the wall there and trying to. You feel something tickling the edge of your brain, and you're trying to place what it is. And eventually, you realize that one of the cities, for sure, fits the description of
Toledo.
El Dorado.
We're going there.
It's got towering spires and walls and parapets that are all gleaming gold.
Okay.
And armed with that
So I
knowledge,
think-
you look more closely at the other cities with a more fantastical eye, and you realize, okay, you know what? I think I'm looking at Camelot. It's a castle up in a craggy mountaintop, and the whole mountaintop seems to have been severed and is inside this glass dome. And over there, I think that might be Shangri-La. And there's what looks like an ancient Middle Eastern town with a bunch of salt pillars outside it.
Is Brigadoon here too?
Well, there
Guys,
might
I
be.
think we really fucked up.
No, it's fine.
Because those are like all the mysteriously vanished cities of history.
So is this glass wall part of a dome? And is it over us, or is it over something else?
It extends up in front of you and behind you and into the sky. And yes, you would say, now looking at it with that in mind, it looks like it's probably part of a dome.
They snow globed us, guys.
You
Madison
seem
is
to
about
have been
disappear
snow globed.
from the planet.
We're in that Stephen King book.
Yes, we're in the dome.
So you would estimate that you've traveled approximately a mile and a half from the epicenter.
So why haven't these other pre-council dudes already turned around and come back? That seems very...
Well, maybe by now they
serious.
have.
Yeah, we didn't go back yet.
That's true.
You waiting for a phone call?
Maybe.
Well, we told them we'd figure out what and then go back.
Yeah,
So
we pretty much figured it out.
So wait. What destroyed the? I maybe missed it. What destroyed the school?
The dome.
dome.
The
Going down.
dome.
So the dome
Chopped
came
the
down
thing
and
right in
exploded
half.
the school and chopped a leg.
That's what you surmise. Yeah.
I would like to investigate the leg and see if I recognize it
How would you like to investigate it?
Does it have Fluke's shoe
with
on it?
my eyeballs.
Okay. Give me intelligence plus investigation.
I think we still have our other shoe if we want to compare.
We never did get that shoe.
Oh, we didn't?
Well,
Honey
it
Badger
is,
knows it pretty well though. He was pretty obsessed.
Yeah.
it is a woman's leg. And plumbing your memory, Banks, you think that the unattractive cargo pant leg kind of matches your memory of what Fluke was wearing once upon a time. Yes.
So looks like it just maybe made it out.
Yeah,
And
good for him.
it looks like the blood smear on the wall is, yeah, I mean, partially on the inside, but actually there's some flecks of blood on the inside, but the main body of the smear is outside the dome.
And we can't see anybody on the other side of the dome moving or anything.
No, he'd be back on Earth.
Hey, Honey Badger, do you want to, like, hit the dome with your glaive?
You know, I figure if Arthur and all his knights couldn't get through it with cavalry, we probably can't get through it with cavalry. We probably can't get through it with my glaive.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, dude.
Sure, I'm gonna ping it with my. I'm gonna hit it with the back end of my glaive.
Bong. Very satisfying
good.
bell sound. Yeah. All of you notice now, though, now that you're touching this crystal and the fog has cleared, there are some other effects apparent in your vision and in your other senses. And it hasn't been gone long enough for you to have gotten used to the absence. This is your mage sight. Your mage sight is back.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of the thing and see if I still have it.
You are now blind as a bat with respect to magic. You cannot see or feel anything. You're back to the previous state.
Guys, it's fine. We just have to hold this circle for the rest of our lives.
Well,
I want to look through this circle at the dog.
Okay.
Rest the circle on the thing sticking out of his butt.
Like hanging on there like a coat.
Yeah.
Let's play horseshoes with this thing on the dog's butt.
Okay, remind me who had the bell vision.
I do not.
I
it
did.
was. Yeah.
Honey Badger and the Merovingian.
Yes.
Are you going to go back and look at the dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to move
Let's
in a
all
weird
go back to
cluster,
the
all
cavern.
carefully keeping your hands on the crystal, or are you going to
Hey,
be cool
you guys,
about it?
let go. We're gonna go look at the dog. This is ridiculous.
All right.
I think as long as we keep our hands on them, so we don't. I mean, would we lose them if we let go, or can we still see them?
We can still see that.
You tell me, big man, you going to let go?
I'll let go.
Okay, you can still see them. You can still see the crystals. They are very bright, but you can't
Okay.
see out of the glass
Can
wall
I
anymore.
pretend that I can't see them?
Where'd everybody go? Guys, You can pretend, sure. Wait, if you let go of the crystals, you lose the ability to cast any spells. Your mage sight no longer functions. You can't see through the fog outside the wall.
Yeah, okay.
And if you experiment by touching someone who is touching the crystals, that does not work. You apparently need to be touching the crystals directly.
Okay, well, for now, I'll let go of the crystals, too. If we're just going to walk back, I can follow them.
Do
So,
I need to... can I telepathy somebody that I just know, or do I have to, like, scry to them before I can...
So telepathy would
like
be...
if I wanted to make a telepathic call back to Valley High and say...
Yeah, no, you know the location, you know the
on.
person. It's sympathetic magic. It'll be at a small penalty, but you should be able to do it.
All right, I want to do that real quick before we do the dog.
Okay, so who are you ringing with your telepathy?
Valley High.
Okay, give me mind plus gnosis minus 3.
All right.
Does not work.
All right, let's check out the dog.
Okay. So you carry your crystal wreath back to the grease mobile, and anybody who looks at the dog while holding the... Oh, okay, never mind. So you're approaching the grease mobile. Anybody who has the sight of the modification from the bell and is touching the crystals, you see black energy emanating from the grease mobile.
From
the grease mobile.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, let's go inside and see if it's coming from the dog.
It's hard to see much of anything inside the grease mobile while holding the crystals and with the bell effect on your mage sight. You are walking into pure shadow. You can't see much of anything.
What can I... Because I don't have that on me.
You just see the dog. You see the dog with something sticking up its bum, laying on the bed, still motionless.
That's him without the bell sight looking through the crystal.
Yes.
Huh. Guys, I think we fucked up.
Why?
A bit.
Well, should we deprobe?
Okay, so
should we deprobe him before or after we go back?
That's saying this is an exarch, right? Is what we're assuming that's proving.
The black energy seems to correspond strongly with exarch influence and exarch presence and exarch stuff. So
we're okay.
It seems likely that this
sure
dog is an exarch, or was an exarch, or has exarch magic on it. Yes.
Okay, well, let's take that back, and so at least we can prove to whoever is the Valley High or whatever that we can say, "Yep, this is what's going on."
Okay.
Yeah, hold this crystal, ring this bell.
Hold this crystal, ring this bell, and look at this dog.
It's not weird at all.
Either way, it's proof, is what I'm saying.
True.
So therefore, that's what I'm thinking we should do.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to cut it off for now? And
Yeah, I think so.
okay. All right. Well then. Good night, YouTube.
Yeah, the total eclipse peaks in 30 minutes.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up. I'll go take a look.
Well, here anyway.
I thought it was 11:30.
I don't know. My neighbor is telling me 10:40.
All right.
But maybe
Anyway.
he's watching news.
Good night, YouTube. Go check out the Super Blood Wolf Moon eclipse.
Yeah.